Good morning, whole junior high learning community. Happy Friday. Mr. Knighton here. Let's go ahead and jump right into this week's announcements. As always, we want to start with our word. My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. Again, our humanity is bound up in one another's, for we can only be human together. This coming Monday, we do not have school in honor and in recognition of Martin Luther King Jr. I want to lead with another word, which is from him. I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. So again, this Monday, we will not have school in honor and in recognition of Martin Luther King Jr. Should come as no surprise. I'm always going to encourage us, myself, you, everybody to pursue love. Again, in the words of Martin Luther, I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. Faces around the junior high, a little light this week. We did not have as many photos. I will be honest and transparent. I was home for 2 days this week. I got hit. Whatever was going around, this cold, this flu, whatever you want to name it, unfortunately, it came my way. Went to the game on Friday night versus East Lansing. Had a great time. It was great seeing everybody. I woke up on Saturday and it was like, holy smokes. So, unfortunately, I had to spend 2 days at home. There were not that many photos that came in this week, but the few that I was able to capture really showcased what we've been doing this week, which is knocking out our exams. I thought it was amazing the other morning when I came in on Wednesday. These two students right here were prepping for their exam. I didn't even bother asking them what exam they were prepping for because they were so involved in their studying, but they were testing one another and prepping for their exam. Couple other pictures here too. These actually are from Mrs. Brimley's class from a few weeks ago. I just now was able to include them into Faces Around the Junior High, but they had a cereal party in it's looking like this was probably STEAM, one of her STEAM classes. They were having a cereal party, so I thought that was really neat. And then Mrs. Kilgore invited me over the other morning to see her students. They were working on their lab for their exam, and it's just fascinating for her class, for seventh graders, to already be working on and doing chemistry at such a young age. So these other images right here are from those students working in class that morning on their exam portion of their on the lab portion of their exam. So sorry again, not a lot of images this week, but some really, really, really neat ones that we were still able to capture and then share out. This is getting a lot better. Folks are getting here on time, and we really appreciate it. So I think I'm going to keep talking about this. I get it, especially with the weather. There's going to be traffic delays. Trust me, I completely understand that our parking lots are not ideal. As we just, continue to move into the colder and the snowier season of our winter, let's just be mindful of leaving a little bit earlier just to ensure that your young person is here on time. Remember that bell rings at 7:30, so ideally they should be in the classroom, in their seat, ready to learn at that bell. We have our semester 1 field trip coming up. That is on January 28th. I've been going over this for a while now, so I think y'all get what the requirements are. The big thing, though, if your child is in fact eligible, but if for some reason there's any kind of financial hardship, if that $35 cost is something that we could help support, supplement with a little bit, just let us know. Reach out to either myself, Mrs. Baker, Mrs. Vasilian. Just get a hold of somebody, and we will make sure, as long as your child is eligible, that we will have them on that field trip on January 28th. We have our Winter Festival coming up on February 27th. That's from 2:40 to 4, right after school. If you click here, there's a Sign Up Genius. I know we're looking for chaperones, volunteers. We're also looking for cookie donations and I believe lemonade mix. So just a few items on there. We really appreciate all of you that help chip in to help these events take off and do what they are intended to do, which is to reach our kids, inspire our kids, and keep them motivated to be just as involved in our learning community as possible. So take a minute, check this out if you get a second, and if you're able and willing, please kick over either your time or some resources to help this event run as smooth as we know it will. Next week, we will be running ABC schedules. Again, keep in mind, Monday the 19th, we don't have school. Also, it's the start of second semester. So when we come back, new classes-ish, new electives, core teachers don't change, but your student will have new electives, maybe a little bit of rearranging of the schedule, but for the most part, things stay the same. So next week, A, B, and C. Wednesday is an early release. And as I shared, Tuesday when we come back, we will be starting second semester. Staff emails, nothing new there. January, please just check out the calendar. We have our calendar of events. Please go here and take a peek if you have any questions about anything. And the last word I want to leave with is this week's word. Trust is the glue of life. It is the most essential ingredient in effective communication. It's the foundational principle that holds all relationships. Again, trust is the glue of life. It is the most essential ingredient in effective communication. It's the foundational principle that holds all relationships. I was just thinking the other day about when I was a young person about this age, and I remember how hurt and how frustrated my mother would get whenever she found out that I had told a little lie, or if I had, just not been honest or forthcoming about something. And it typically usually revolved around my education. I got stories for days about that. But I just remember how upset she would be. And it was, in the moment, I didn't necessarily understand. But the older I get, the more I do understand that those principles around truth and honesty and integrity is something that she was sowing into me. And just my inability at that age to be honest and forthcoming with her, she had the vision and she had the foresight to be able to know that if that habit continues, that's something that could serve as a barrier in life. It can serve as a barrier in your relationships. It can serve as a barrier in your professional relationship, just how you maneuver through life. So that trust is a very integral piece, and it's something that I know here at the junior high we're continuing to grow at and to get. We're continuing to grow and get better at, because it's essential. And just my word today is just to encourage your young people to to always be honest and forthcoming with you, with us, for us to grow. Just because we need to have truth centered in all of our conversations and all of our relationships in order for us to continue to grow as a community, as a society, just as humanity. So that's our word for the day. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Stay warm, and looking forward to seeing everybody back on Tuesday for the start of second semester. Take care. Much love.